Hello, my name is Carla, and I'm the owner of Blue Ribbon Restoration Consultancy, and this video is for the homeowner. A lot of times, we don't think about the issues that can come about until they already happen, right? So for instance, I deal with plumbers a lot, and many times, homeowner calls a plumber just based on like a quick Google search because they didn't have one available to them. They didn't take the time before the problem, way before the problem, right? To do their research on the different types of vendors that we're gonna need in case a problem arises. So my suggestion to you is now, maybe sometime this week, don't put it off until you have a flood in your house or until the lights have gone out or you have a leak coming through the roof. Do it now when you can take the time, calmly take the time to research different companies. Many times we procrastinate, right? And we wait until we have a problem and now we're stressed out, right? We're not thinking straight. We're rushed because maybe the house is flooding and you don't have a reliable plumber. Even with your car, do you have a reliable mechanic you can call on in case your car breaks down, right? I know that it took me forever. It took me until my car broke down to realize, oh, I should have had a mechanic that I can count on, and I didn't. So don't make the mistake that many homeowners make, right? I put together this list for when we get called out to a job. Now, you as a homeowner, you're gonna need a bigger list, right? Because my list is based on the team that I have put together in case I need to send my team to a homeowner. It has my company information. It has an area for the plumber because usually my calls come from plumbers and I want my plumber to put his information down for the customer to hold on to. Especially if the homeowner really liked the plumber services, then they can save their information in case they need a plumber again. They don't have to go searching. Maybe they don't remember the plumber's name. A lot of times they don't remember a plumber's name. So, I put a section for the plumber to put his information down. I use Foursquare Restoration for my mitigations. Mitigation is when you need to do an extraction because there's too much water. We need to set up equipment because we need to dry. And sometimes we have to do a demo. So that's what the mitigation company does. That's what Foursquare Restoration does. I also have Ironside claims, and Ironside is a public adjuster. And believe it or not, you might actually need to have one on your side, right? Because if you need to call insurance and they send their adjuster out, you're gonna wanna have your own adjuster too. Now, I also added an environmental company, and they do testing and abatement for asbestos. They also do testing for lead. But it's good to have a company like this that you can count on because you never know. You might need to test for one of those things. You might need to test for mold. You never know. And then I also have Mega Construction, and Mega Construction is who I use for my rebuilds. So I use right here, Foursquare Restoration for mitigations for the first part of the job. I have Mega Construction for the second part of the job. But I have a list, and not always will my customers need all of these vendors, but if they do, they're instructed up here to keep this with insurance information. Why do I do this, right? Because a lot of times as homeowners, your first instinct is to call insurance, and insurance will send out one of these vendors or their preferred vendors to your property. But a lot of times those vendors are working on behalf of the insurance, not on your behalf. So it's always good to have someone that you are comfortable with, that you can count on, that's gonna work for you, not for your insurance. If you decide after your company comes out to call insurance and ask them to send out their people, at least you have two people that went out, two companies that are gonna be out there, and now you can do a comparison. But always be prepared ahead of time. Don't wait until you're stressed out, until you have a lot going on and you're trying to grasp control of everything. Don't wait until your house is falling apart to finally say, oh, I better jump on Google, I better jump on Yelp and see who I can find. Also, have a backup company. You don't know how many times I personally have tried to get a hold of a plumber, and all of my accounts are plumbers. So you would think with my humongous list of plumbers that I would be able to find one. But there's times where they're so busy, they just can't. And I have to keep calling around. I use plumbers as an example because that's who I work with directly. But you're gonna need a roofer, you're gonna need an HVAC company, you're gonna need a plumbing company, electrician, you're gonna need a construction company, because you never know what's gonna happen to your home. Always be prepared. Also, for insurance purposes, you're gonna wanna maintain your house, because if you don't maintain your house and you have an issue, I'll give you a perfect example. Again, going back to plumbing, because that's what I know and that's what I deal with. Your toilet has a wax ring. If that wax ring wears down, right? It takes about max like 5 years for that wax ring to wear down, right? If it wears down, and now you have sewage coming up, and it's coming up from between the floor and the toilet, and you call insurance and you say, hey, plumber was out here, he said the wax ring wore out, and now we have sewage everywhere, we need a restoration company. They're not gonna wanna cover that claim because you failed to maintain your house, you neglected your home. So make sure you have a company that you can call on that can come out and do possibly a yearly inspection. They're gonna let you know how often they should be coming out, but at least once a year, especially like your roof, you should have someone go and do a little walkthrough. Make sure everything looks good. Once a year, it's not gonna cost you as much as if you wait until the problem arises. A crawl space cleanup is minimum $5,000, and usually it's an out-of-pocket charge. So have a list, have a backup list. Also, if you're a landlord, if you have tenants, right? If you have people renting from you, a lot of times I get calls from tenants who have a plumbing issue. Now they have a flood. Now they need restoration services. And they're calling around trying to fix the problem because they can't get a hold of the landlord, or for whatever reason, they're calling around. As a landlord, you should provide a list for your tenant to know that, hey, you can call these people, they're gonna contact me, right? That way, they're not frantically looking around for someone to come out and help them. Provide a list of vendors that you, as a landlord, are comfortable with that your tenant can call on. Make sure that it's in full detail, like my information, right? It has my name, my phone number, and my email address, right? Make sure that it's in detail. Make sure that the company name is there. That way, they know who they're talking to, who they need to talk to. Communication is just gonna flow so much easier that way. Make sure that you are fully prepared. Don't wait until the problem happens to finally start looking, because you might end up with a company that you're not happy with, but you needed someone right away. And now you're having all these people come in through your house that you don't trust, that you just don't want to have around, but you needed them. It's just gonna make the experience so much worse for you. Do the research now, take the time. You may never need them, and hopefully you may never need to use this list. But if you do need it, it'll be there. I hope this video was helpful. My name is Carla. I'm the owner of Blue Ribbon Restoration Consultancy. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and send me a DM or a direct message. My phone number is also available on my page. My email is available on my page. My website is available on my page. You can reach me. I'm more than happy to help you.